So you're Hindi, Russian, okay, huh? You just need a cover. You're lost. Haribol.
तो उसमें आपकी रहेगी फर्ज जाएगी
कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो पंचाकृतस्य कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो महावदनाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिसे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपीश सर्वभूताकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी ॐ वृन्दावै तुलसीते वै प्रिया वै केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्ते तदे देवी सत्तवत्रे नमो।
Is it working? Testing, is it working? Jai Shri Gurudev, Haribol. Is it working? Is it working? My radio is here.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
He doesn't have
सर्वप्रथम हरि कृपाल पद्मो
You can say
नित्य लीला
next to
प्रविष्ट ओम विष्णु पाद अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमान भक्ति वेदांत श्री वामन गोस्वामी महाराज एवं नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु पाद अष्टोत्तर सतमान भक्ति वेदांत श्री नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज की अभय कमलों में अनंत कोटि शास्त्र नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट विष्णु पाद अष्टोत्तर समान भक्ति वेदांत श्री नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज एवं उपस्थित समस्त वैष्णव के चरण कमलों में मेरा यथार्थ प्रणाम
We for the centennial of Gurudeva, the birth centennial of Gurudev. So because of this, we're doing the Bhagavad Saptah. We'll try to discuss the Bhagavata Katha. Because without His mercy, we cannot even speak about Him properly. So, just like so in the same way, by the mercy of Gurudev, by his mercy alone, we are able to. So, when we say about Bhagavatam, one is Grantha Bhagavatam and another is Bhakta Bhagavat. So Grantha Bhagavat is the book, Srimad Bhagavatam. So to understand the book Bhagavatam, you should do it as a devotee of Lord. Especially without the guidance of Guru Pada Padma, you cannot preach Bhagavad Dharma. It's not possible at all. Actually, to speak about his devotees, understand? So a little bit, Shukadeva Goswami spoke in the Bhagavatam about Krishna. Generally, mostly in Shukadeva Goswami, in the Bhagavatam, he was speaking about the devotees of Lord, devotees of Lord. So Bhagavad Katha means Bhagavad Katha. What's the meaning of listening to Bhagavad Katha? So in the same way, we're about to celebrate the birthday of Gurudeva. Actually, every day, 4 or 5 times, speakers, at least for 10 or 15 minutes, they will like, oh, we're going to speak about only the Grantha Bhagavat, the book Bhagavata. No, this is not my goal. Our goal actually is to keep the Bhagavatam book in front of us, yes, but actually we're going to speak about the Bhakta Bhagavat every day. How much? 5 speakers, Grihastas or also Matavasis, people who live in the temple. So I invite everyone and I ask it for everyone that from tomorrow on, everyone, at least for 10 or 15 minutes, you should speak about the glories of Gurudev, about his life history, about his contribution. Yeah, 5 speakers will speak 10 minutes, so it will be 50 minutes of devotee speaking. Everybody must speak. Everyone must speak, you know. So what you're saying is not exactly like this. Here's this. Do you think to speak about Gurudev is not Bhagavatam? They were saying there will not be enough time for speaking about the Bhagavatam itself, the book. Gurudev said, you already listened many times the Bhagavad Katha. It's not Bhagavad Katha. Actually, the Vaishnava Katha this is Bhagavad Katha also. So Prahlada, Dhruva Charita, all these pastimes about. So Antarmukha Vichara and Bahirmukha Vichara, 2 kinds of conceptions. According to the internal conception, to speak about the devotees of Lord, this is actually glorifying the Lord Himself. Nothing else. External conception, people think, oh, to speak Bhagavad Katha is only about the Lord. But actually to speak about the devotees of Lord is really speaking about the Lord Himself. Russian translation in the page Jai Gurudeva R.R. Vanamadhuryam, Russian. Ananda Pradhan is Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada explains, Antarmukha Vichara means the internal conception is that if you speak about the glories of the life of the devotees, this is really Bhagavad Katha, means speaking about God. You have to try to understand this matter. So we speak about the glories. They speak the same katha. Maybe sometimes they put some masala, some chili, some their own spices, but the same katha. Like for example, the katha of Atmadeva Brahman, Dunduli also, Dundukari. We speak also this katha. But in the middle of the class, we put some rich masala, means we put some. Everybody listen already all the same stories, you know. Everybody knows the same stories always. Just like, you know, stones. Like the ghat, you know, the ghat of the river. The steps are there, you know, always. There's some stones there. Means we are doing the bhajan for so much time. We know everything and we continue in the same position, you know. Just like the stones in the steps of a ghat. Slip and then they fall down, but actually they continue in the same place. But sometimes maybe by some mercy of Lord something happens and all the stones they are shaken and gone to another place. That we'll do Abhishek of Giriraj Govardhan. We'll do Abhishek of Giriraj and take all the devotees.
अभिषेक करें।
to do the Abhishek of Giriraj.
हाँ चलो देखिए वो तो अभी विचार मन में है।
Let's see, we're thinking about it.
प्रभु की इच्छा है गिरिराज की कथा सुनाते हैं।
Okay, so continuing the Katha.
आज विशेष तिथि है।
Today is a special day.
10 मिनट बोलते हैं।
I'll speak 10 minutes about, because after Arati also must be there.
जयदेव गोस्वामी
Today is the day of Jayadeva Goswami, disappearance of Srila Jayadeva Goswami, Tirubhavatiti.
जिस जयदेव गोस्वामी पाद की गीत गोविंद महाप्रभु,
So the Gita Govinda of Jayadeva Goswami was very dear to Mahaprabhu.
রায়ের স্বরূপের গাওয়া রায়ের নাটক বিরহের কালে দুহে রাতে পড়ান চৈতন্য মহাপ্রভু
Living in Jagannath Puri, especially.
जीवन की दो पार्ट है।
There are two parts of Mahaprabhu's life. One is Purvabda and Uttarabda. Actually, in everyone's life, there's two parts. If two parts, before and after. So if you analyze each person's life, the Jivan, like before, and Uttarabda Jivan, like like a beginning of life and post part of life. So Purvabda, like first half of the life, first parts of the life, like from your birth until you're doing like material things, previous part of your life. Then Uttarabda Jivan is the other parts of your life until you die. So if you analyze the life of Mahaprabhu, also the two parts are there. So Prarabdha Jivan and Uttarabdha Jivan of Mahaprabhu. First part of his life and last part of his life. So first part, Prarabdha, is until he was born, until he took sannyasa. Okay? And Uttarabdha, this last part, posterior part of his life, is life as a sannyasi. Because he took sannyasa until the end of his life before he disappeared. This is called Uttarabdha Jivan.
उत्तरार्ध जीवन में कि एक विशेष महाप्रभु के सन्यास के उपरांत
After Mahaprabhu took sannyas, how Mahaprabhu, he was staying in Jagannath Puri for 24 years. Actually Mahaprabhu, he is the topmost devotee of his mother. So that's why, to fulfill the words of and the order of his mother, he stayed for 24 years in Jagannath Puri, Nilachal. From these 24 years, going here and there, like traveling. Sometimes he went to Vrindavan, sometimes he would go to South India, going and coming and going, like traveling in the first 6 years of his second part of his life. But for the last 18 years, Mahaprabhu stayed in Jagannath Puri. And for these 18 years, especially the last 12 years, Shriman Mahaprabhu Gaura Sundarahi, completely absorbed in the mood of Srimati Radhika, the separation moods. So this is called the Divan Madadasha of Mahaprabhu, his transcendental madness. Just like Srimati Radhika, feeling separation of Krishna. She was suffering and doing the Chitra Jalpa, like crazy talks in the transcendental madness. The same way, Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri, in the last 12 years of his life, he was absorbed in Virahadasha, separation mood of Srimati Radhika, doing the Chitra Jalpa, like crazy talks. And so in Chaitanya Charitamrita explains, the same moods that Uddhava saw in Srimati Radhika, Mahaprabhu was also feeling this day and night. So when Uddhava came from Mathura to Vrindavan, Uddhava, he saw all the prema, and then Uddhava saw the separation, transcendental madness of Srimati Radhika. He described this in the Bhagavatam as the Brahmana Gita, the song of the bumblebee. Is it freezing, this broadcast? Because it looks like my internet's very bad. So, Srimati Radhika saw the bumblebee and thought the bumblebee was a messenger of Krishna. And she started speaking her transcendental. So in the same way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in Jagannath Puri, in the last 12 years of his life, Mahaprabhu, he was feeling all these moods of Srimati Radhika. And at that time, the separation mood of Mahaprabhu, during the day, this separation would increase slowly. I mean, day by day, this separation would increase. And then Mahaprabhu, he was pacified by Swarup Damodar and Rai Ramananda, and they used to recite many slokas of. Then Swarup Damodar, he would speak very high depth than Chanidas. Sometimes Rai Ramananda used to speak beautiful verses from his own book, Jagannatha Vallabha Natakam. And then, listening to these verses, Mahaprabhu's separation would increase even more and more. Just like if you put ghee in the fire, the flames of the fire increase even more, isn't it? So in the same way, Swarupa Damodar and Rai Ramananda, listening to these verses composed by Rai Ramananda or the slokas from Bhagavatam recited by them, or Gita Govinda, etc., the separation mood of Mahaprabhu would increase even more. Actually, Shukadeva Goswami could not describe all these Chitra Jalpa transcendental talks of Srimati Radhika. In only 10 verses, Brahmara Gita, Shukadeva Goswami he told about this, about the Chitra Jalpa of Srimati Radhika's transcendental talks. But Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who is Kausturi Manjari, in his book Chaitanya Charitamrita, the same moods of Srimati Radhika, the same sweetness moods that used to manifest in the heart of Mahaprabhu. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami described this, and also how Mahaprabhu was absorbed in the mood of Srimati Radhika. All these bhavas were described by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to become like a kurma. Pumpkin, Gurudev?
Pumpkin.
Sometimes his body also used to become like a pumpkin. Sometimes like a turtle. Sometimes like a kasifal, like a pumpkin. Means like a round. His body would become round, like round shape. Sometimes it says like before I used to think only turtle wise, but actually also like pumpkin. I saw in Chaitanya Charitamrita, really it says like a pumpkin. There is a sloka, yes. So in one sloka says kurma kriti, means the shape of a turtle, and also in Bengali they call kumara, but in Hindi they call kumara also like pumpkin, you know. Different words in Hindi and Bengali for pumpkin. Kasifal is a pumpkin. So Mahaprabhu also used to become like a pumpkin shape or sometimes like a turtle shape. Sometimes Mahaprabhu, his joints was to be the joints of his body would be long, elongated, and like far from each other, the joints, you know. And then Mahaprabhu, only one sound he was making. He could not speak Jagannatha. He was just like ja 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 ga ga ga, like stuttering. And sometimes gong gong, also this sound. And sometimes Mahaprabhu, he would cross the 7 walls of Gambhira and come to the banks of the ocean, to the beach, sing the blue water of the ocean. Mahaprabhu was thinking it was the Jamuna. Mahaprabhu would jump in the water of the ocean, and then he used to float in the water of the ocean, and then he was carried away until carried in the waves, floating. And then he used to come to Konarak. There's another city near Jagannath Puri, near to the Surya Mandir, one temple. So sometimes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to come out of the Gambhira and he used to stay near the Jagannath temple, there is a sewage, like a sewage. Mahaprabhu used to fall in the sewage channel, like that sewage running that place. So he used to fall there near Jagannath temple. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he explains all this. So Shukadeva Goswami did not speak all these things about Srimati Radhika in the Bhagavatam. No. Also, so Mahaprabhu was absorbed in all these moods, transcendental madness. So the pores of the body of Mahaprabhu, these hair pores, in the skin, used to stand on end like horripilation, goosebumps, and he used to become so much standing on end. His hairs was just like the thorns of the simula tree, like a kind of cotton tree, different cotton tree. Have you seen the cotton tree? There is in Mathura also. It's not that the two kinds of cotton. There's one is like a bush, and this one is like a tree. Different. I don't know English name. Is one big tree. Also has also cotton, very tall tree. Like in Hindi they call kapas. There is one nearby that place. Maybe later I can show you. So this tree has in its trunk many thorns, very big and thick. So the pores of Mahaprabhu used to become just like this. So these all trees are there. Arjuna tree also. Anyway, I was telling about the body of Mahaprabhu. His pores would become like this. So all these transcendental symptoms of prema in Mahaprabhu's body. About Srimati Radhika, we don't see these descriptions in Bhagavatam. We never listen about these things about Srimati Radhika, that Srimati Radhika becomes like this or that. But about Mahaprabhu, we heard, because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So the Gita Govinda is so dear to Mahaprabhu. What can I tell? What can I describe? Mahaprabhu himself, when he was traveling in the South India, Mahaprabhu brought 2 books along with him. One was Brahma Samhita and another, what's the name? Krishna Karnamrita. Yes. So these 2 books, Mahaprabhu used to like so much these 2 books. And at the same time also, the Gita Govinda, this transcendental book made by the transcendental poet Jayadeva Goswami. Mahaprabhu himself, he used to glorify this katha of Gita Govinda. And sometimes Rai Ramananda and other devotees, they used to describe this katha of Gita Govinda to Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu was so happy. I mean, so much in ecstasy. And so one day Mahaprabhu, he, after having the darshan of Jagannatha, he went to Gadadhar Panta in Tota Gopinath. He was going. There's a Shivji there. What's his name? We have the darshan of that Shivji near Tota Gopinath. What is the name? Jameshwar Tota. So the name of a Shiva deity there. So he was coming that way, going to Tota Gopinath. But then Mahaprabhu, what happened? So there was a banyan tree, and he thought it was like the Vamshivat, the place of Krishna playing the flute. Also, he saw this dune, sand dunes, and he thought it was Giriraj Govardhan. He saw the ocean, and he thought it was Jamuna. So Mahaprabhu absorbed in all these bhavas, walking there in Jagannath Puri. And in the same moment, when Mahaprabhu came closer, early in the morning, there was a young girl, and she was singing some verses of Gita Govinda. Now I think it's better, no? The connection is better now in Facebook, English translation. So Mahaprabhu, only listening to this, Mahaprabhu, you see, Mahaprabhu is the best, the crowns and jewels of all the sannyasis. Mahaprabhu, he forgot he was a sannyasi. So this never happened before in the life of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is the best amongst all the sannyasis. Mahaprabhu not even used to see a woman, never used to even see a woman, Mahaprabhu. What to speak of touching a woman? So this sannyasi Shiromani means the crowns and jewels of the sannyasis, the best among the sannyasis. Mahaprabhu, listening to this girl singing the Gita Govinda, Mahaprabhu was so absorbed in bhav that Mahaprabhu thought, I am Radharani, myself, I am Radha. And my beloved Govinda, how he is describing this bhav, how am I
आज
am suffering
तो
for him.
उसमें चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने
So
क्या
Chaitanya
की?
Mahaprabhu, he
उस लड़की को, मैंने जिस लड़की युवती लड़की ये गीत गोविंद की ये पदावली में जो है सुंदर सुर स्वर से धीरे धीरे कीर्तन कर रही है।
So this young girl was with sweet voice. She was describing it to Govinda, and Mahaprabhu thought she was her Sakhi, her friend. And with the two hands, his two arms, Mahaprabhu wanted to run towards her and embrace her. Mahaprabhu so quickly, very quickly, he was running towards this girl. Oh, my friend, you are telling me such a nice katha, like Srimati Radhika says. Like Srimati Radhika is saying, oh my friend, what is the power of this name of Shyam, etc. So Mahaprabhu was thinking in his mood, oh, you told me such nice katha, very sweet katha, like, oh my friend, you told so beautiful katha, what can I give to you? I want to embrace you. So saying this, Mahaprabhu, the best amongst the sannyasis, he raised his two arms and very quickly he was running towards her. And then the servant of Mahaprabhu, Govinda, he was running behind Mahaprabhu. Govinda thought, oh my God, what to do? Then Mahaprabhu was running behind Mahaprabhu to try to catch Mahaprabhu. But Mahaprabhu was running so quickly that Mahaprabhu was running really quickly, Very difficult to catch Mahaprabhu, impossible actually. So Govinda, he just spoke one word. Prabhu, Stri, woman. Very, very loudly he screamed, woman. So this word came into the ears of Mahaprabhu. Stri means woman. So listening to Stri, to the woman word, Mahaprabhu, he stopped running after her. And Mahaprabhu came back. And then Mahaprabhu said, Govinda, today you saved my life. Because if a sannyasi embraces a woman, especially a young woman, his sannyasa dharma, it's finished, he's wasted all his sannyasa rules and his, the sannyasi, they must follow strong rules, strict rules. A sannyasi should never ever embrace a woman. So Mahaprabhu told, if today you wouldn't have protect me from embracing this woman, if I would have embraced this woman today I would kill myself in the ocean if I had embraced this woman. So Govinda, you really have saved me, protect me. So what I want to say is that Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami tells in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that this Gita Govinda was so dear to Mahaprabhu, so dear. Which verse? Which book this Gita Govinda wrote by Jayadeva Goswami. That's why Jayadeva Goswami is called a Prakrita Kavi, means transcendental poet. So the life of Jayadeva Goswami is so beautiful, so pure. What can I tell you? Already time finished for Arati. He's asking, is it true that the feet and hands of Jayadeva Goswami were cut? Then Gurudeva said, it's written something like that, but there are 10 kinds of praman, evidences. Some kind of evidence is like a rumor, people say, like stories that people say. He's asking, please tell us something about his life history. Then Gurudeva is telling, he was born in Kentubilak village of Bengal, near the birthplace of Nityananda Prabhu. There is one place there, another district, Kentubilak Gaon. So until nowadays, people of Orissa and Bengal, they quarrel with people from Orissa. They say, oh, Jayadeva Goswami was born here in Orissa, and people from Bengal say, no, Jayadeva Goswami is ours. He's from Bengal. Because Jayadeva Goswami, he was such a great personality. So until nowadays, people of Orissa, means the Oriya people, they say, Jayadeva Goswami is ours. There's one village there called Kentubilak Gaon.
गांव है जहाँ पर केंद्र बिल्लो गांव है।
Because I think there's the same village with the same name in Bengal and Orissa. So they quarrel, people from Orissa and from Bengal, Orissa and Bengal, they quarrel as to which village Jayadev Goswami was from. This Kentu, sorry, I cannot pronounce the same name of the village, but this village from Bengal or from Puri, from Orissa, because there's same village in two places. So if you see actually Jayadev Goswami, he is from Bengal, Kentu Bilok village. He was manifested in Bengal. He appears in Bengal actually. Kentu Bilok village. So we don't know so much about his parents. But still, we listen that from the childhood, Jayadev Goswami, he was spontaneously, he had love and affection for Radha and Govinda. He left his village and he came to Navdeep, and in Navdeep he wrote beautiful books. That place we go, in Champakharta, that place we go. Our Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote about this place. That Jayadev Goswami, he used to sit there and write beautiful books. And also he used to do the kirtan, listening to these songs. The king himself used to put the clothes of a Vaishnava to come and listen from him. The name of the king was Lakshman Sen, a great king in Bengal. So after Mayapur, there is one place called Lakshman Digi. Like the king himself used to listen from Jayadev Goswami. But if he would come dressed as a king, Jayadev Goswami would not tell him anything, any Harikatha, so he would be in dress of a Vaishnava. So there was another one, also Balal Sen, another person. Gita Govind is so beautiful. So the king put Jayadev Goswami as his Sabhapati, means the director of the assembly of the king. So Jayadev Goswami stayed working for the king as the chief of his assembly. How great he was, great personality. Actually, he came before Mahaprabhu. So many people say many things about his life. Just like you said that he was going somewhere and some dacoits came and cut his feet and legs and hands, and put him in a well. And then by the mercy of Thakurji, he got a divine body again. Some people say, some people believe in this, some people don't believe.
तो जयदेव गोस्वामी पाद की कथा हम जो कथा श्रवण करते हैं, विशेष कथा है ये जयदेव गोस्वामी पाद जो है उनके जीवन चरित्र बहुत ही अलौकिक है. So it's transcendental, the life of Jayadev Goswami. So many supernatural things. Jayadev Goswami, he was staying sometime in Jagannath Puri. Such humble way he used to live in Jagannath Puri. Every day he used to have darshan of Jagannath Dev. Absorbed in bhav, he used to do kirtan, like for example the book he wrote, Jaya Devahari. And Jagannath used to be so pleased. And at that time, in Jagannath Puri there was a Brahmana. This Brahmana every day he used to come for darshan of Jagannath. And his daughter, when she became older, the name of his daughter was Padmavati. When she became like a grown age, the Brahmana, her father, prayed to Jagannatha, who will be the husband of my wife? To whom I should marry my wife, my daughter to? Then he prayed like this to Jagannath. And Jagannatha himself told, look, नित्य प्रत्यह एक ब्राह्मण बालक,
Every day there's a Brahmana boy.
दर्शन करने के
Every day he comes to have my
लिए।
darshan.
और वही जो है तुम्हारी बेटी की जो है
He will be
पति बनेगा।
the husband of your wife, of your daughter, sorry. He'll be married to your daughter.
साक्षात जगन्नाथ देव उस ब्राह्मण
So
को
Jagannatha himself, he ordered this Brahmana to do that.
देखो कैसे सुंदर।
See how
और
beautiful.
पद्मावती देवी भी इतने भी बचपन से
And
भी
Padmavati Devi, since childhood, she was so renounced, you know.
खाना पीना छोड़ करके बस
She wouldn't even like drink or eat properly. She was just absorbing Jagannatha every day, every night, you know.
पिताजी उनके पिताजी अर्थात पद्मावती उनके पिताजी
So
जब
her
फैसला
father
रखा, ये बेटी तुम तो बड़ी हो गई,
Tried to arrange her marriage. Oh daughter, you became older, you like young, you should marry. Until when you have to live with me? Because according to the conception of the people, if your daughter becomes older
अपने पिताजी के पास रहे,
and continues living with the father, people criticize, you know. Oh, your daughter is already grown. Like, she's already 15 or 16 years old. That time to have 15 or 16.
7 साल में विवाह हो जाए,
Nowadays people even marry
7
some,
साल तो होते हैं।
before even 7 or 9 years old,
उस समय की बात
people would marry with 7 years old or even 9 years old at that
कहा
time.
जाता था कि
Gauri,
हैं?
Gauri.
गौरी कन्या दान दिया
So
जाता
this is called Gauri Kanya Dan. Means when you marry your daughter and she's very young. This is not nowadays not like this, but this is written in the Shastra. That time was like this. Before the period, before the girl having the period, then you give your daughter in marriage. This is called Gauri Kanya Dan, and this is rules of Shastra actually.
बहुत ही सब विचार है।
There's many conceptions.
7 साल से
So before the marriage used to be from 7 to 9 years old, before they got their periods. The girls got the period.
बाल विवाह कहा जाता है।
So this is called
आजकल तो उसको रोक दिया।
nowadays people are not doing this.
फिर बाल विवाह से करके विधवा विवाह भी प्रचलन कर दिया विद्यासागर ने। आज में नहीं।
Not so much.
तो उस समय की बात है।
So at that
तो
time,
हम कथा प्रसंग इसलिए कह रहे हैं, उनके जीवन चरित्र में लिखा गया।
so it's written
उनके
in,
पिता
about her
कहते,
life.
बेटी तू तो बड़ी हो गई, शादी
His
करो।
father told, "Oh daughter, you became older, get married." She said, "I already got married." To whom? To Jagannath.
जगन्नाथ जी को अपने पति ही मान ली।
She used to think Jagannath was her husband,
और
you know.
स्वयं देखो पद्मावती
And
देवी
see, Padmavati
अपने
Devi, she,
बाएं हाथ पर जो है एक लाल धागा बंधा
in her
है।
left arm, she had one red thread.
विवाह के समय
No, in the time of marriage sacrifice,
दुल्हन दुल्हन के
the bride and bridegroom, what do? They put this
7 गुना 9 गुना धागा बना
7 or 9
विवाह देखा नहीं मैंने अभी
threads. I just did a marriage fire sacrifice.
बारात के समय
So when you do the fire sacrifice for marriage,
लोग क्या बोले दुल्हन दुल्हन को होता है
Dulan is the bride, the groom, or the bride.
लेडीज में कितना
Okay,
बनाया जाता है?
the
7
bride
गुना बनाया
has seven
जाता है।
7 threads in her thing in the arm, I think, and
लड़के
then
को क्या बनाया जाता है?
for the boy 9
9
threads, and the lady 7 threads on her.
तो उसे कहते हैं वो कि अपनी
You know this red thread on the wrist.
वो
So
बड़ा संबंध है वो बना कर रखा।
Padmavati always used to keep these threads on her wrist. So she was thinking, really, Jagannath is my husband in her period, like when she was still like a child.
उस
So
समय जो है क्या करे स्वयं जगन्नाथ देव हैं? देखो ये पद्मावती
So people used to
आदेश
criticize
दिया।
her father, you know.
पद्मावती,
But then Jagannatha himself gave an order to Padmavati. He said,
मैं तुमको तो
Padmavati,
स्वीकार
okay,
करूंगा।
I accepted you also.
लोक विचार से हैं?
I accepted you, but still there's
देखो
the
जयदेव के साथ
conception of the people of this world, so you should marry to Jayadeva. Because actually Jagannatha told to her, Jayadeva is my expansion, you must marry. But Jayadeva also didn't want to get married. Then Jagannatha also told to Jayadeva, look, Padmavati, she's not Swarupini of Lakshmi Devi, expansion of Lakshmi Devi. So both of you should get married. And I will be your father-in-law. And I will arrange all your marriage. You see, Jagannatha himself, he said. So, this is told about Jagannatha and Padmavati. Sorry, Jayadeva and Padmavati. In the end, Jayadeva Goswami he married to Padmavati. You see, Jagannath Deva himself, he became like. So then they came to Navadvipa and they used to do bhajan in such a humble way. So there's one story that one day Jayadeva Goswami, he was repairing the roof of his house. You know the simple roofs made by like dry leaves, these things. So anyway, he was repairing. But this kind of roofs is different in Bengal and in here, this part of India. Anyway, she was helping her husband to fix the roof. Their deity is called Radha Madhav, and they need to offer the food to the deity, right? So Padmavati, she left to worship the deity, to cook for the deity. And Jayadeva Goswami Pad, he was on the roof repairing the dry leaves from the roof. And sometimes Jayadeva Goswami used to be so absorbed in bhav. When he was repairing the roof, the Bengali people, they know everything. He knows because he's Bengali. Bengalis know everything. The way they make this here and there is different. These styles of the roof, this. So in Bengal they do it differently. Anyway, I have to finish the katha. So Jayadeva Goswami used to be so absorbed in bhav. So he used to be absorbed in the slokas himself he had written in the Gita Govinda. And then Shrimati Radhika, to listen to this katha, actually Shrimati Radhika came in the form of Padmavati. So Shrimati Radhika manifests in the form of Padmavati, the wife of Jayadeva Goswami. And Shrimati Radhika herself, she was giving him the grass or things for him to put in the roof, to repair the roof. She was handing to him, just to listen to him. And this was under the scorching rays of the sun, okay? Shrimati Radhika giving to him these things to repair the roof, and he absorbed in bhav. Then Jayadeva Goswami was thinking, oh, my wife is helping me out. So after some time, after his wife had cooked for the deity and also offered, she came back, she came out of the house. And when she came out, the Shrimati Radhika disappeared immediately. Then Jayadeva Goswami had finished repairing the roof and everything. So Padmavati told, oh Patideva, my husband. I was there cooking, who helped you? Then, he helped me, they were trying to discover. Then they saw that Shrimati Radhika herself had come. So we listened many times about Krishna coming, but you see, Shrimati Radhika herself, she came to listen this beautiful Gita Govinda Katha of Jayadeva Goswami. So she manifested the form of Padmavati, the wife of Jayadeva Goswami. So you know the story. Also the other story that when Jayadeva Goswami, he was writing the sloka of Gita Govinda, Smaragarala Kandanam. He could not write the rest of the shloka. He was thinking, how can I write that Krishna wants Shrimati Radhika to put her feet on his head? How? Krishna is asking for Radha to put her feet on his head. You know the story of Sevakunja, right? There's even that picture about this, the painter. So Krishna himself manifested the form of Jayadeva Goswami, and he wrote this. You see, Radha manifested in the form of Padmavati to listen to Jayadeva Goswami speak Gita Govinda, and she helped preparing the roof. And Krishna himself also manifested in the form of Jayadeva Goswami and wrote the end of the shloka. So there are many beautiful stories about Jayadeva Goswami. ¿La transmisión? Hay que cantar antes cuando acabar.
निवेदन है 3:30 बजे हम ये भागवत की कलश यात्रा करके मंदिर में आरती जाएंगे.
So tomorrow, 3:30 p.m., everybody please come. We'll do the Kailash Jatra. Means we'll walk here nearby. And then we will also 3-4 devotees will speak about the glories of Gurudeva, and then also we'll start the Bhagavad Katha from tomorrow onwards. Tomorrow onwards, Bhagavad Katha.